Survival Nation. And it's not a new game by any means. I did make a video before, and when I made that video, I just tried it for the first time. I never played it before, and I liked it, but not enough to rush back to it. And I started to learn a little bit more. I started to progress a little bit more, and it's very addictive. So let's jump in the game, and we'll talk about it more while we're inside. So this is like the home page, the start page, whatever you call it. That's my character. Character customization is pretty non-existent. You got a guy or a girl. You can't change their body types. You can't change their faces. You can only change their hairstyle and the hair color and their skin color. Most of the skin tones look really cartoonish, but who cares? For the most part, you don't really see it. This is in case, I guess, you play multiplayer, which I don't. You can go to sitting or standing, and this is one of the few games which is very forgiving when it comes to playing in a seated position, because even though you're going to be doing a lot of you can be doing a lot of hand movements, I don't know, it just seems to work. Okay, but I am standing at the moment, which means this is my actual tiny person height. And I've mentioned this in many videos that I am in fact a tiny person, and I always edit it out for the most part. I try not to leave it in. Maybe this time I'll actually leave it in. Alright, let's lower this down a little bit. So this is the main camp. Same camp from when I did the last video. This is where you start. And again, I mentioned this in the last video, it's not super realistic or even, realistic at all, to be honest. But it's pretty and it works, and I enjoy it. I like it. I really do. Look at the grass. It's one-dimensional. Well, two-dimensional, excuse me. The grass is two-dimensional. It looks like, what would that be? Like maybe original PlayStation quality? Maybe a little bit better. But that doesn't matter. It's just a fun game. It really is. I've gotten, I want to say pretty far, but I don't actually know. I don't watch videos about this. I just learn by playing, to be honest. So I'm already up to level 26. I don't know if that's a high level, or is that just like a mid-range level, or even a low level. But I have advanced quite a bit from the very beginning. Okay, I've learned a lot of different things as well. So right now, you see just hands, right? So let's change this up real quick. Okay, so when I first played it, this is all you could see. And by that I mean nothing, just hands. You're just floating hands. And if you wanted to get your weapon out, you had to push this button here, which is, so you push the B button and you get this little wheel, and then you can highlight which weapon you want. Okay, you don't start with all of these weapons. You actually start with, I don't think you start with anything. Then you go to get a weapon. I think it's a baseball bat or something. Eventually you build up and you get more weapons. Now I'll just spoil it for you right now. This is gonna be your primary weapon. This is the best weapon so far in the game. Melee, you don't start with this. This is an upgraded weapon. Melee sucks. I will say that right now. I am not a fan of the melee. I don't like it. And I think I mentioned that when I first did the video. I also mentioned that I didn't like the guns. Oh. I quite frankly didn't like any of the combat, in fact. But I didn't really play it for that long. Now, The reason I don't like the combat, I'm going to show you in a minute when I kill some really weak-ass zombies, which are right here. I might actually be able to do them in one hit. We'll see. But, okay, maybe not. I also hit the microphone. See, I don't know if you caught that. But when they swing at you, if they're this far away, they still hit you. And then, you know, it almost feels like you're playing whack-a-mole with like this might as well be one of those inflatable hammers. You know, I don't like it. I really don't. It was necessary in the beginning, but once you get the bow and you start upgrading this thing, everything changes. The guns are okay. But honestly, here's the problem with the gun. I'll show you right now. So if you're not familiar with this game, okay, see that guy way over there? Now he's aggravated. Now he's coming to get me. That's the problem with the guns. As soon as you pop off, every zombie comes and gets you. With the bow, not only is this bow is pretty, it's pretty strong. So a lot of these low-level zombies just one hit and that's it. But with the bow, watch. Nothing. It's quiet. So you can just take your time from a distance, pop off these zombies, and you're okay. Now, the combat, honestly, I don't think the combat is just secondary. This could have been a game without zombies and still be an enjoyable game. The zombies just add another dynamic to it because there's so much going on in this game. Now, some people might complain a little bit at first that it's just repetition over and over and over again, doing the same thing. Gather these supplies, kill this thing, go fishing and catch a fish. Those are side quests. So you level up and kind of just gain money and things through a side quest, and the side quests tend to be, again, repetitive. This dude, he'll tell you, I need you to kill some rabbits for me. Well, he says hares. They're hares. Kill this. Bring me some meat. Maybe gather some mushrooms. Catch a fish. And as you progress through and you do these things, they reward you. That chick over there, honestly, I haven't done a mission for her in a while. I guess she's only in the beginning. She makes you pick up herbs. Pretty much it. Those are your side quests. Then you have your main quests, which can be given by pretty much anybody over time. And then you just kind of progress through the world. And as you're doing so, you're gathering supplies, you're upgrading things, you're learning how to craft materials. As your skills progress, you can do more things. It's one of those games. Let's just say that. It's one of those games. It's one of those games where you grind. You just grind away. You let's be honest, you waste a lot of your time trying to accomplish something, and then you go right back and do some more. This is one of the very few games I've played to the point where the battery has died. And it's like, it gives you that quick warning, and then you realize, oh great, I need to rush back or save my progress. Now, it sounds simple, I guess. When I say it out loud, it sounds pretty simple, but it's not. Again, there's all these different guys that may give you different, here's where you get your weapons. This guy every so often gives you a mission. He also gives you explosives every once in a while. I have a mission that he has me going to. This guy gives you supplies, but he also does missions as well. Not often, at least not in the beginning. But everything about this is just enjoyable. And it just occurred to me what I can compare this to, and it's probably going to piss off some people. This reminds me of the only Final Fantasy game I've ever played, which was Final Fantasy VIII. I think it was 8. It's the one with the gunblade. In the sense that you grind away. The mission may be all the way on the other side of the map, but you just stay right here because you're doing these little things, just grinding away, killing zombies over and over and over again, just to build up your skills, just so you can get a bow like this, just so that you can have more stamina, things like that. And I actually enjoy it. I really do. But what I've come to enjoy recently is the changes. Now, these changes may not be new. It's just I didn't know about them until recently. So let's go into settings. Now, and this is the other thing, you can't scroll down with the joystick. You actually have to hold the trigger and then pull it up. And that kind of annoys me. But you have a weapon holster. It says beta, so I'm guessing it's not perfect. Reload type, you can actually change it to more realistic, which I'll be honest with you, I haven't tried combat with that. I may not like how the bow is, because when it's arcadey and you pull out the bow, now it's on my belt, excuse me. So now you can just reach down. It does get a little wonky. You reach down, you can grab the bow, and then you can put it down instead of actually accessing it through the menu. Same with the gun. See? Now, I have plenty of arrows, so I could waste one. But you pull it back, you let it go, and there's another one ready to go. So you can really quick fire this. But if you change it to realistic, there's no arrow there. It's in the quiver in front of you. So you have to actually grab it. I mean, it makes it feel nice. It does. But you let it go and you gotta grab another one. Now, is it gonna be terrible? I really don't know. It doesn't seem like it's taking that much longer to do it. But if you're in a bind and you're being swarmed or you're being chased down by something, you're probably going to want to have it quicker. But you can always change it back. But I thought that was pretty cool. When you do that, though, you have your belt here with your supplies. Now, this wheel is going to be for, I guess, your secondary inventory. So you get this later on. You get this eventually. And what was funny is I was having a hard time with this. So every time you push the B button, I believe it's the B button, I always forget, that wheel would come up, but it would be your weapons. But then to get these, you'd have to actually access your main menu. Go into the inventory, click it, click use, and then there it is. And that's what I was doing, and I was trying to find a better way. I thought I might have missed something. But then, once I found out that you can do that, kind of changed everything up. Now, I also learned that there is a setting in here somewhere where you can learn stuff. You can get tips and all that, but I don't care for those things. I don't even bother to open them. I don't have the patience for it. I just want to play. So, where are you? Show body. So again, right now, you see on my hands, if I put show player body, again, it's beta. And I look down, I have a body now. Problem is, you'll notice that my knees are bent. So, because I'm so short, and I guess they just have a standard body type, it's kind of like I'm crouched. And I noticed that it kind of gets in the way when I try to grab the weapons on the holster. I could probably fix it by lowering the floor in the headset, make it seem like the floor is lower, so it'll make it seem like I'm taller. I don't want to do that. I'll just turn this off. And now everything's back, see? Now I can see everything and I can reach over and grab it. Is what it is, you know. But I really enjoy this game because there's you start to pick up things and you start to think of hacks to do. Like food, for example. Do I need food? Oh, I do actually. You kind of create your own little your own little playing pattern, I guess. For me, it's I go do a mission, and before I do, I stock up on my food. Make sure I don't have any hunger, I guess. And then whatever's left over, I just put in my inventory. Because this stuff grows back, right? Okay, just want to make sure I wasn't falling on the floor. This stuff grows back, but this way I can go put that in the inventory and I kind of build up my supply. So that's my pattern. I run out, do a mission, come back, stock up on food, and just put everything away. Anything that's extra, just put it away. I probably could have learned a lot by looking at some guides or whatever. But to me that takes away some of the fun of it. Now, the one thing I kind of messed up on, and I'm kicking myself for, but for the first couple days that I was playing this, that I was really going hard, I would go out, collect some stuff, backpack gets full, I come back, dump the stuff I collected, go back out, get some more. But notice I've upgraded my backpack, I think to the max. It's 85 slots, but it always said like 70 was full, and I didn't understand what was going on, and it was because of this, the metal parts. I did not understand that the metal parts counted as inventory, just like these things. I thought the metal parts was something separate. It was something you collected because that's what you use to upgrade your materials or upgrade your weapons or do other things with. So I didn't realize that. I thought it had to stay on my person. I didn't realize that I could put it here and that it also took up that space. So once I figured that out, as you can see, I have a lot of space now. So slowly but surely I'm getting the hang of it, and I've progressed pretty far, I would say. Probably not as far as I expected it to be, because this map is actually pretty big. I didn't realize how big this is. I've pretty much been around this area for the last couple of days, thinking that this was pretty much the entire map, or I should say up to here actually, because I've been around the lake. In the beginning, the first couple days, it's here, and then you start to branch out, and then you realize, oh, there's more stuff here. And then over here, yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I got to this part and I was like kind of surprised. And then somewhere around here I encountered my first enemy that was way more powerful than I can handle. You'll know because it says like it has like a little red icon over the top. And you know, I hauled ass right back. I said, we're done. But I think I've gone around here. But as you can see, there's a lot more to this map. Now the other thing I learned was that eventually you learn how to craft a campfire. I thought campfires were just for cooking, to cook the meat. But if you come over here, you see how it says fast travel. You have Eastern Camp, Southern Camp, and Campfire. Now, hold on, let's go this way. Now if you go back to the map, we're in the Western Camp. And down here is the Southern Camp, which I haven't made it to yet. And over here is the Eastern Camp. So once you reach those camps, I'm assuming you can then fast travel back and forth, which is going to be a godsend, because running back and forth every single time is going to be a pain in the ass. But the campfire allows you to build a campfire, and then you could fast travel right back here. So what I actually did the first time, just to test it out, I believe I went through here, and I ended up by some water. I think I might have actually got it was over here. I actually made it to this part. This is the furthest part. Any further, if I try to go any further, the zombies are a little too tough for me. But I got to this part over here, and I made a campfire right there, and I'm thinking, well, look how far away that is. Let's test it out. And yeah, you fast travel right back here, and that's great. But then I found out something else. Unfortunate. See this? This would imply that you could click on this and go back to that campfire, but notice nothing's happening. Okay, I physically walked back over here and my campfire was gone. I think it's a one-time use thing. I haven't tested that hypothesis yet because I didn't want to waste the campfire. But that's what it seems like. It seems like once you fast travel from the campfire back here, that campfire is gone. It's also possible that once you've walked further away from it, it might disappear. Although I'm not sure about that. Maybe it's a bug. Maybe that's what it is. I would really enjoy if they were to allow you to make the campfire and then be able to go back and forth, and then if you want to change, you can destroy that campfire and then make a new one somewhere else. That would be ideal. Maybe that's how it works, and maybe mine is kind of bugged out. But I don't like the idea of it being a one-time use, because it would be really great for me to go from here, work my way slowly through here, collect all materials that I need to, do as much stuff as I can, really grind away, get over here, fast travel back so I could dump all my crap, eat some food, drink some water, which I gotta drink some water now, and then maybe do the whole thing again, and do that enough times just so I can really build up, so that I can then work my way around the more advanced areas. We'll see. Maybe that's what they have in mind. Maybe that's the intention. But I do need to drink some water. I never understand how I mean, maybe it's just because I'm old, or maybe it's something I just need to do, but I've seen actual YouTubers that make the videos, and they really go out of their way. They do something, they pretend that they're actually drinking, and they're like, satisfying you. And I guess it's entertaining to do. I don't know, I don't see myself doing that. Maybe if I get excited enough with a game, I'll play along. This is where you fill up your water, in case you don't know. I just love the aesthetic, though. That's the other thing. You would think that this music would get old over time, but it hasn't yet. I guess they have enough variety where it kind of loops, and you don't really mind it too much. There's one set of music, though, that I swear is either from Dead Island or from State of Decay. See how it grows back? And I do think it grows back faster than you actually need it to. See, I am actually digging the music. I do. I enjoy it. But let's see if I can get that other music to trigger. It does feel nice, though. The characters that you interact with, I mean, they look weird, but what can you do? But it's pleasant. It takes away the feeling. It doesn't feel like that doom and gloom type of zombie game. It doesn't have that like depressed feeling, and it certainly doesn't have that anxiety that you get when you play a zombie game where you never feel like there's a safe place. In here you're safe. The zombies don't come in. I've had a couple of zombies follow me in, and then all of a sudden they reach a point here and they run off. They literally run off like they're panicking. Weirdest thing I've ever seen. But also, the zombies for the most part don't chase you. I mean, they do. Like, watch this. See that? Oh no, they're coming to get me. Whatever will I do? It's great. It's fantastic. Unless you hit them, then they charge you. But until you do, you can run right past them. And I enjoy that. Oh, that's right. I now have it this way. Oh, look at that. I almost pinned myself to a wall here. Oh, that's going to be a problem. See, but these guys are weak. So I can just take them out real easy. But I enjoy that. And I know that's not for everybody. Some people, they think of that and they think it's boring. They want to feel like they're going to die at any moment. I don't care for that. I really don't. That's why I never really liked Resident Evil series of games. Because it always felt like, at any moment you're going to be stuck somewhere. Oh, I missed. Yeah, I don't like the reload. I got used to the fast reload. And this is the music I was talking about. Just take a moment to listen to it. So I can't figure out if this music is from Dead Island, because I hear it and I think of Dead Island. I think of going through this particular region in Dead Island where you're kind of like in the forest. But it could also be from State of Decay. And I swear it's actually the same exact music. I could be wrong. It could just be some generic thing that just sounds really similar. But I swear, as soon as I heard it, that was the first thing I thought. Now, who knows? Maybe it is the same music. I kind of like this. It is kind of cute, this interaction. That you actually have to go that extra mile for it. But again, there's a whole bunch of stuff, and it's not difficult. It's not a hard game to play. And I suppose that's why I actually like it. Because it's more of a... It's less about skill in any one particular aspect of the game, and more just dedication. You put the time in, plan stuff out, and you're going to succeed. It's not about, oh, are you really good at playing video games? Because there's not a lot of stuff here that requires skill. The bow, you kind of got to get used to the bow. I'll be honest. Took me some time, but now I'm getting pretty good at it. So, for example, let's show this again here. Before I was kind of doing this with the bow. And the reason I was doing this with the bow is because I have a headset on. And if I try to do it like in real life, where you bring your hand very close to your face, I just hit the headset. So that doesn't work. But what I've learned is you just bring it underneath. So right now, it's pretty straight on. And where my hand actually is behind my neck. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing it towards just under my chin, and then I can bring it actually over my shoulder to get that full draw, but notice the arrow is pretty much in front of me. So wherever I point that arrow, I got a good, pretty decent beat on it. See? And I can catch them. And notice, no panic. Because you learn that even if they're running at you, you got some time. So long as they're not super strong. He was a 2-hit guy. If it was a 5-hit guy, well, I would be doing this as I'm trying to, pop off these arrows. Which, in that case, I would actually need this. I would prefer this to be in the arcade style of reloading, so that it's just automatic. Also learn to collect more of the blue herbs, actually. Now, putting stuff in your inventory is kind of weird, and at first I just kept dropping stuff. And so the trick is, you're not just putting it over your shoulder, you're like putting it well over your shoulder. Like, so if I can show you this way, you want to bring it up really high up and pretty much kind of almost throw it over your shoulder. Because if you try to just put it like that and drop it, it falls to the ground. So you kind of really gotta, like, throwing it over your shoulder, which makes no sense, because in real life you would actually be throwing it over your shoulder instead of putting it in a backpack. Reload type. Let's go back to arcade so I can show you. So it's already on here. I don't have to actually bother with it. Uh-oh. Oh no. We've got a bug. It did not like that. There we go. Okay. Oh wow, that was a 1-hit. The bow is really satisfying. It really is. Nope. I don't know where I was aiming. There it is. And with practice, you really do get better. It's satisfying, because at first you suck, and then the more you do it, the better you get. So that's the reward, is that you just get better. Oh, another bug? Okay, there we go. And come on. Sometimes the telekinesis doesn't work, so you kind of have to physically pick it up. Now, the other thing that you're going to want to do if you're playing this game for the first time, or you just started, you might want to collect a lot of sticks, because when you do get the bow, you're going to need a lot of arrows. Especially when you're at a lower level. It takes more arrows to take these guys out. Oh, there's a bunny. And at first I thought there was an aim assist, until I started missing these guys by like a fraction of an inch. Then I realized, nope, there is no aim assist. Wow, did you see that? No panic. There's no panic. And I that's what I enjoy. Again, it's more of just an accomplishment game, really. You're doing things to accomplish a goal. And that's what I enjoy about this. Yeah, I always feel sorry for these guys. I know they're not real, but... Ooh, thank you. Drop the chem. Sometimes they drop stuff. These guys... Oh man, I hate these guys. Because... Watch. They spit stuff at you. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that at first. And yeah, they can really fuck you up. They spit on you and you're poisoned for a little bit. And if you don't have a lot of health, you die. Plain and simple. Is that a bird up there? I wasted so many arrows trying to kill those birds, trying to kill some rats, and trying to kill some squirrels, only to find out that you can't. They never have a little icon over them, like this one did. That said it's a hare. So I guess they're just there for decoration. Or maybe it's a troll. I don't know. Either way, don't waste your time on them. You're just going to waste ammo for no reason. There we go. Do you see how it goes right over the head? And I actually enjoy that. I like that there's no aim assist. Oh, shoot. She's going to get me. No, she's not. Where did you come from? See, when I first encountered these big boys, I was actually shitting myself because I thought, oh, these are like in State of Decay. In State of Decay, the big boys like this will absolutely murder you without fail. But no, here they're just they're just regular zombies. A little bit tougher, but not too much tougher. Yeah, that's where we can go. But yeah, that's what this game is so far. My first impression of it was of just mild amusement, to the point where I thought, I could enjoy playing this game again. But I didn't realize to the degree of enjoyment that I would actually get from this. It doesn't pay to bring food with you. Not really, because there's always food around. There's always supplies. Water is a problem. So in that case, if you're lucky, you might find something that you can use to hydrate you. Otherwise, you need to bring stuff with you, and not just water. Later on, you can craft stuff. But the fishing mechanic is pretty neat. I do enjoy it as well. It's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes, though, when you're actually trying to get something in specific. There we go, got a fish. So my left hand is bugging out a little bit. Something else I need to mention. Sometimes that happens. Let's see if I could trigger it. So, oh, it worked, okay. Oh, and I need water anyway. So what I've noticed is sometimes when I go to get the water and I try to grab the cap, this hand will literally start spinning in place. Like, it'll just bug out and I can't do nothing. And so far the only fix has been to quit the game and restart. Now, in the beginning, when you're not used to this, you're probably going to start panicking when they come charging at you, like I did the first time. But once you've leveled up, you don't have to panic, because you end up becoming pretty much the most dangerous thing here. The only time you gotta worry is if above their head you see a level that's in red. That means that they will absolutely mess you up. So you just avoid them. And then you come back, you do your little scouting mission, come back, dump whatever stuff you have, rehydrate, eat, maybe talk to somebody because you completed a mission, and then rinse and repeat. But it's not a bad thing.
Hi there.
Hello. I like that they do that. I know it sounds silly, but I do. I actually enjoy the interaction. You walk by and they're polite. They say hello. And the weirdest thing is I always respond. I don't even do it on purpose. It's just a reaction. The same way if someone says hi to you in the street. You don't know who they are, but you know, it takes you off guard and you're like, oh, hello, and you keep on walking, you know. Alright. Now I'm collecting these because I've got to a point where I can craft like different types of juice with them, and the juice will either build up your stamina or restore your stamina, as well as your hydration. So it's actually good to have. I think I've talked enough about this. There's no time to do a mission. This video would end up being too long. Maybe I'll come back and revisit this. I mean, I'm gonna keep playing it, but maybe I'll come back and do another video and actually do a real like playthrough, and we'll see. Maybe we enjoy it, maybe we don't. Maybe nobody watches the video and I never do it again. Who knows? One more thing before we go. Even though it's a static picture, the skybox is static, nothing moves. You know, you don't see the sky moving, you don't see clouds moving, you don't see the sun coming up or down. You don't even see the sun, I think. But notice it is changing. So apparently it was nighttime this whole time. That's the other thing. Gets dark, it's not a problem. It's never too dark. This is not a game that's meant to scare you. That's why I enjoy this so much. It's not about being afraid. It's about making progress. And I enjoy that. So this is sunrise. And it looks so pretty. Even though it is so simple. And there is weather in here, which I've noticed. It doesn't affect you. At least not yet. Not where I'm at. We do have rain. It does rain. Sometimes it's fog. The fog is pretty nice. But never so thick that you can't really see that far. You're not going to run into a zombie by accident. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind if they had like really severe fog that it was like, oh wow, I might actually run into a zombie. That would be fun on occasion. Now, I believe there are some areas in the map that have snow. And it's possible, I don't know for sure, but it's possible that that might actually affect your health. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind having this game go a little bit further, where not only do you have to deal with hunger and thirst, but also keeping warm. Maybe some of these rabbits and foxes and such that you kill, you can turn into clothing. I suppose that's kind of moving more into like Song in the Smoke territory. But who gives a shit? This game's a blatant rip-off of a bunch of other games anyway. Let's be honest. So why not copy another mechanic from another game? Maybe that's what they're going to end up doing. Who knows? But I've talked long enough. This is where I'm going to end the video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And please leave comments. I thoroughly enjoy comments. And one more time, for those of you that have subscribed, thank you for getting me to over 500 subscribers. Is a really cool accomplishment. So with that said, I hope I see you in the next video. And until then, take care.